Mike G, news out of Indianapolis yesterday. Jonathan Taylor. Speaking of running back issues, what the Raiders have, Colts have it too. What's going on with Jonathan Taylor?
Jonathan Taylor finally received permission to talk to other teams. Ian Rappaport had reported earlier in camp that he requested a trade. Now has been granted permission to seek that trade. We can look at this one of two ways. We can look at this as the Colts saying, go ahead, go talk to other teams, go see what you can find out there, because nobody's going to pay you what you want to be paid, which is at the top of the running back market, which is $16 million per year, which is nowhere near what anybody has gotten. And even the Giants, their offers to Saquon Barkley and the Raiders as well were nowhere near that, especially coming off a season in which you were injured and really didn't perform up to expectations because, in large part because of that. That's one way. The other way is it could be a dead end, and the Colts may realize that. And I'm getting the sense that that's been something that the Colts have communicated around the league, which is there's been a lot of difficult situations in and around our team. This may be the most difficult. This one may be something that we just can't find our way out of. So go ahead, Jonathan Taylor, see if you can find your way out. If you can get a team willing to part with the draft pick compensation, which would rival the Christian McCaffrey deal, and then go get yourself a contract which would rival Christian McCaffrey's, lots of luck to you. If not, we'll be here waiting for you.
Question for you, Mike. Now that they get permission, was his agent able to contact teams before and say, hey, would you be willing? Does this now allow him? Was he not allowed to do that before?
Officially or unofficially? I mean, here's...
Tell me.
So first of all, he could do whatever he wants. And the player could do whatever he wants. But those other teams were not allowed to do whatever they wanted. Okay. So officially now, if Malky Kawa, who represents Jonathan Taylor, reaches out to pick a team, the Miami Dolphins, the Dolphins can then say, okay, well, let's talk about it. Here's what we'd be willing to give you for a contract-wise, and here's what we'd be willing to part compensation-wise. So, officially. But unofficially, sure, they could have had some communication. So, and listen, I've heard the rumblings out of that camp that, there's teams waiting to do it.
Yeah.
Colts basically now calling that bluff.
The Dolphins, I know that was an example, but they were the team in the sweepstakes for Dalvin Cook. So you'd think that if that were the case back a couple weeks ago, that maybe they'd be in the case.
They didn't pay Dalvin Cook, so now you give up picks and pay Jonathan
He had
Taylor.
hard eyes for Aaron Rodgers all
He did.
along.
We have to remind ourselves how good Taylor has been, though. This is not just one of these guys.
No.
If you look at first 3 years to start a career, yards per carry, which is the #1 statistic for running backs. Look at the top 5, 6, all right? Earl Campbell's in there, Adrian Peterson, Barry Sanders, Eric Dickerson, and above all of them is Jonathan Taylor. Looking down on legends like that, that is how good he has been. Over 5 yards a click for 3 years to start a career. He's great. He will immediately make your team better, like by far. The question is, do you want to trade everything not nailed down to get him? I don't know if they do.
On top of that, he's a pro's pro. Like, this is a guy.
Great guy. I love him.
Being the face of your franchise. On top of how good he is on the field.
Totally.